Hi friends, in this video, I'm going to share with you some inspirational quotes of Jack London, so that you can feel inspired every day and continue doing your best. You can't wait for inspiration. You have to go after it with a club. I would rather be a superb meteor, every atom of me in magnificent glow, than a sleepy and permanent planet. I'd rather sing one wild song and burst my heart with it, than live 1,000 years watching my digestion and being afraid of the wet. The wild still lingered in him and the wolf in him merely slept. A bone to the dog is not charity. Charity is the bone shared with the dog, when you are just as hungry as the dog. Don't loaf and invite inspiration, light out after it with a club. Life is not always a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes, playing a poor hand well. The proper function of man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days in trying to prolong them. I shall use my time. Show me a man with a tattoo and I'll show you a man with an interesting past. Intelligent men are cruel. Stupid men are monstrously cruel. He was a man without a past, whose future was the imminent grave and whose present was a bitter fever of living. This expression of abandon and surrender, of absolute trust, he reserved for the master alone. The ghostly winter silence had given way to the great spring murmur of awakening life. Every book was a peephole into the realm of knowledge. His hunger fed upon what he read, and increased. I do not live for what the world thinks of me, but for what I think of myself. They were not half living, or quarter living. They were simply so many bags of bones in which sparks of life fluttered faintly. He had been suddenly jerked from the heart of civilization and flung into the heart of things primordial. You stand on dead men's legs. You've never had any of your own. You couldn't walk alone between two sunrises and hustle the meat for your belly. Food and fire, protection and companionship, were some of the things he received from the god. In return, he guarded the god's property, defended his body, worked for him, and obeyed him. He had killed man, the noblest game of all, and he had killed in the face of the law of club and thong. It is far easier to see brave men die than to hear a coward beg for life. He was quick and alert in the things of life, but only in the things, and not in their significances. No man can be intellectually insulted. Insult, in its very nature, is emotional. There is a patience of the wild, dogged, tireless, persistent as life itself. He was older than the days he had seen and the breaths he had drawn. There is such a thing as anesthesia of pain, engendered by pain too exquisite to be borne. He was not immoral, but merely unmoral. Bitter rage was his, but never blind rage. In passion to rend and destroy, he never forgot that his enemy was in like passion to rend and destroy. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes, playing a poor hand as well. It is not in what you succeed in doing that you get your joy, but in the doing of it. Between us and the bottom of the sea was less than an inch of wood. And yet, I aver it, and I aver it again, I was unafraid. This was a God indeed, a love God, a warm and radiant God, in whose light white Fang's nature expanded as a flower expands under the sun. It was the masterful and incommunicable wisdom of eternity laughing at the futility of life and the effort of life. It was the wild, the savage, frozen-hearted Northland wild. I am first of all a white man, and only then a socialist.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe our channel and stay with us.